Welcome to Invest, the Altaworx podcast where we talk about all things telecom, leadership, changing industries and trends. My name is Keith. My special guest today is Jaime Rawden. Welcome, Jaime.
Thanks for having me today.
How are you feeling?
A little
You
nervous.
a little nervous?
A little nervous.
This place is intimidating, isn't it?
It is.
A little bit?
The microphone mostly.
Well, the cool thing about today is we're going to talk about you.
Oh,
So hopefully that'll get you to open up a little bit and we'll get to learn a bunch of cool things about what you've done here. And you're the Oracle, right? That's what we call you?
sometimes.
Why do we
some
do that?
days.
Why do we call you the Oracle?
I know where the bodies are buried. Mostly.
That's exactly right. So for how long you been here at Altaworx?
23 years?
Wow, 23 years. You're employee number
One.
number one. So you've been here for when we were infants, where we grew, where we shrunk, where we grew again.
Yes.
Start to finish. Well, not finished yet.
Not yet.
Not finished yet. Give us an idea of some of the roles that you've had here at Altaworx.
All of them.
Tell me what that means.
So I have learned how to program phones. I have installed phones. I have been in equipment closets. I have done all of Ricky's paperwork for every order that he decided we were going to do. Uh, I've paid the invoices. I have been in QuickBooks a little bit, but I got a C in accounting, so nobody wants me to do that.
I got to see in accounting too.
Oh, I didn't do real well. So just I've paid the bills. I've made sure that we had equipment for installs. So anything that we could have possibly done in the telecom space, I've probably touched it at some point.
So what's your current role here at Altaworx?
I don't know.
What do you do? What's your main areas of responsibility here?
Today it's MMS.
Okay.
So I work with Managed Mobility Solutions. That is everything from anything with a SIM card. So if you've got wireless failover, if you have a smartphone, a tablet, a wireless router, IoT devices, that's from sensors to biomedical sensors, which is probably my favorite thing to talk about. Just really cool place to be right now in technology.
And you've been dealing with mobility and IoT technology and connectivity for how long?
We got started in 2013. 2014, we got our first shipment of SIM cards from AT&T in 100 packages with one SIM card in each from FedEx. So we opened all of the packages and they were active and billing. And we hadn't sold anything.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun. We were the first one to sign up and actually do something with mobility in the reseller space for AT&T Partner Exchange, which was a lot of fun.
You said it was 2013?
2014.
Wow. So it's come a long way. So even from the carrier space, procurement, provisioning, everything has just changed so much over the last 13 years, 14 years. The industry is changing tremendously. So just like the industry, your roles have gone from basically office management to sales support to even tech support to finance and accounting. You've done everything. And in a small business, a lot of times that's really necessary for people with a wide ranging skill set. So you've seen everything. Do you think that helps you a lot with being able to tackle solutions or overcome obstacles or to help other people across departments? Like, tell me how that experience where you've gone basically all the way across the organization with your responsibilities, how does that help you today when working with other teams or mentoring folks or moving through processes?
I think it's a tremendous help for me. I've been in the weeds. I have worked with traditional telecom services over the years, and they may not translate exactly the same, but there are those same pitfalls and things to consider, just like porting a phone number. In the wired space, where we're doing voice over IP, the LMP process to port numbers is really complex. And it's the same in the wireless space. It's just a different set of rules. But understanding how those things translate from wired to wireless has been a huge benefit for me.
Another thing that we're getting deeper and deeper into, and we have since 2025, is the idea of bundling services together. So for you running our managed mobility practice, how much are you actually working with the other teams in our company to build solutions that include voice over IP,
Mm.
hosted PBX, wireline, fixed wireless, things like that? And how is your background helping to build those solutions and making sure we're not stepping on landmines as we provide the best solution for our customers?
That's a great question. We had a recent opportunity that came up, and it was a Teams voice seat that lived on an iPad to go in a vehicle so that they could use the voice seat, be able to transfer in between the phone systems. So, all of those components pulling together in a way that's going to make the person that's in that vehicle be able to communicate as they need to and not have to have another piece of equipment. When they go into the park office, they have to make a call. They don't have to do that anymore. It saves them a lot of time, keeps them on the property, but allows them to do their job from their vehicle.
Remote, basically, so they don't have to use brick and mortar to make
Yep.
phone calls and things like that. Well, that's fantastic. So, switching gears a little bit from how wide ranging your experience is inside of Altaworx, when we bring on new talent, oftentimes we let them sit with you for quite some time. It doesn't matter the role. We let them sit with you to try to learn some things. So, tell me the top three things you're teaching people when they come and join the Altaworx team. What are the three most important things that you're sharing with them right off the bat so they can get hit the ground running?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask them all. Anything you think might be silly or insignificant, ask the question. Understand our solution set and always know that we can impact our end clients in a positive way, but we have to be able to listen. Think listening to our clients to understand in any seat across the business is extremely important. And you may not have the solution, but you can always go and pull the right people in so that we can get there.
And in your role right now, you do a lot of solutions engineering and customer support. Tell me about your relationship with the customers at Altaworx. We've had some for over 20 years. Tell me how you've built relationships, how you've used those relationships to leverage them to grow businesses, but also to help them grow their own business. Tell me about your relationship with the customers.
So we've got a lot of different types of customers. Um, in our direct customer segment, it's really interesting to see how those customers have grown throughout the whole life cycle. We've got customers who had one little startup company and now they're 35 sites, and we're managing all of those for them. As far as relationships go with those customers, it's just being open and honest with them, letting them know if we're running into an issue somewhere, not trying to brush things under the rug. Clients just need to know the truth, and we have to be able to set expectations and then meet those expectations. If we're doing that and something goes wrong, and we can go to them and say, hey, I know we said this, but here's the hiccup. Let's plan on how we want to move forward. That's really all we're doing all day, every day is resetting expectations and making sure that they're informed.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is from a transition standpoint that we did here at the business was move you into those customer facing roles. You've had such a large impact on our customers. We were just texting back and forth on Sunday, dealing with a customer issue and how smoothly you were able to walk them through that, give them options, show them ideas on how to get out of the issue, set proper expectations and timelines. It was neat to see you work your magic there. Really adds a ton of value to what we have as a business with your customer facing skills and experience.
It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed working with our customers and helping them see things a little differently sometimes. Because when we first started doing voice over internet, nobody wanted to do that. So we created the LTE failover product to help support that voice product so people wouldn't feel like they were completely dependent on internet connectivity all the time. That was just at the time not stable. We've seen the stability of internet, especially with dedicated circuits, really increase over time and the pricing going down. So we can provide an even better customer experience.
And dealing in an industry where not everybody in the industry is experts on everything because that's such a hard thing to do. Altaworx is uniquely positioned to where we need to be an expert on at least the three legs of connectivity: voice over IP, wireline, fiber, and the mobility and IoT space. Some of my most fun conversations I've had are watching the light bulb moments go off for our partners and our customers when they're on the phone with you and you're telling them, hey, if you dream a little harder, this is what you guys could do with this solution, or don't stop short with your customer, move them into these other solutions that'll help them become more sticky as a customer, but also see the value in your partnership. Those are some of my favorites, but also as you talk through solutions with our internal team, it's fun to see the light bulb moment go off with our team when you tell them, hey, this is something that we can transition to. Maybe this is good up to this point, but hey, have you thought about doing this as well? And then how that impacts our customers and our partners. Those have been a lot of fun. And on the back of that, you mentioned the failover and how that putting voice over an internet line, that people are worried about
Mm.
that particular thing. The industry has changed so much, um, just on the VoIP side, going from just hard on-prem phones to SIP trunking to hosted PBX to now it's Teams integrations and things like that, to where we don't even have phones on our desks anymore. What do you think about bundling connections like bonding, LTE or 5G with satellite and satellite connectivity and things like that? Where do you see those places either enhancing connectivity options or maybe pushing other connectivity options, old antiquated connectivity options out of the space and moving more towards that? Where do you see some of that? What do you see happening in the industry now, and then where do you think it could take us?
I think the fixed wireless space is really interesting. We've got some WISPs, which are the wireless internet service providers, that are going into spaces that are more rural and really giving people options when they haven't had them. So you look at some of the more rural sites, you've got cable companies, you have internet service providers with broadband type connections. Those connections are really dwindling because of the wireless space. A lot of the cable companies are looking at wireless. They're doing hotspots. They're investing in WISP. They're going and saying, hey, Mr. Customer, you have a cable connection with us today. Would you like a smartphone? And they'll brand that, and they're getting into that wireless space as they should. Uh, we're already seeing satellite companies partnering with um, the top three mobility carriers. That's going to continue. There's going to be more and more redundancy built into that.
One of the things we've seen some of our partners do is build solutions for on the go connectivity. On the go critical business connectivity. There may be a router with a 5G SIM connection in it, bonded to a satellite connection with Starlink or other providers. I think that's really interesting now because people are starting to do the bundles, and that bundle is bringing a ton of value, but also from a provider standpoint, it's adding a lot to the revenue side and the stickiness of that customer. If you could support it properly, then what they're seeing is they're seeing customers that just don't go away. And those bonded solutions are really, they're making a big impact. One of the things that we've done is we've built out bundles, small to medium sized business bundles, voice or IP seats, Teams connections, team seats, some type of failover, might be some fixed wireless pieces in there, also a piece of wireline. And what we're seeing in the industry now is we're seeing people that are really moving towards that um, desire to have one throat to choke. So, talk to us about how that whole bundling idea came to fruition for Altaworx over the last couple of years and impacts you're seeing that on our customers.
So the bundling idea has always been something that we've tried to gear towards, but the wireless piece has evolved immensely over the past few years. So with the fixed wireless, with having bill on consumption type plans that we can bundle with those plans, and then having the wireline piece in there, it really gives a robust option for customers who maybe only had one of those legs at any given time. Businesses are going to have internet whether it's just to process credit cards because they're a retail shop or because they need to make phone calls, or maybe they just do everything e-commerce over the internet. It's our world is changing and we have to have access to those tools to be able to run businesses. So, being able to provide a solution with all of those different legs of connectivity really gives an edge for our end customers. But it is going to be something that we continue to see and we continue to grow into and evolve. The satellite piece in that is going to be really interesting. I see ISPs, internet service providers, really latching onto that and wanting to have something that they can sell, not only um, just one brand, but multiple. Uh, it really opens up a whole new world for us.
I'll be really interested to see if satellite providers like Starlink and the like, if they really go full bore into a reseller
Mm,
program or not. Right now, I don't think they need to,
they
and
don't.
they've got the market right where they want it, and they just be giving it margin at this point. But I'm wondering if that's going to shift there at all. It may not. It's just it's a really interesting thing to think through and how that's evolved. So, Jamie, just want to thank you for being here with us and being our special guest on Invest. Hope you join us again.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
everybody.